Thank you for your patience, and I apologize for this delay. So I pretty much feel like a world star, like, yeah, so this, like people at the concert wait for the famous one. So for the long, okay, I'm considered famous, woohoo. So hi. All right, so welcome to the mobile testing survival knowledge part one. We plan 10 sessions, so each 1 hour, maybe a little bit longer. We'll see how's it going. So I have a previous experience. It's actually it was going very well, and people like it, love it, the subject. So let's start. So what we will do today? I mean, if I ask you about mobile testing, okay, if I ask you about mobile, then more likely you will tell me something like that. Black and white, lot of special names, whatever, but nobody know what is this about. So when we talk about mobile testing, I think it will go worse. But more likely today, all what you know about mobile testing, it will be some black and white mesh net something. So what we do is, actually I call this class, so in class, as a boot camp. So because it's very intense, it's completely different and challenge from your previous knowledge, what you know. So today it's actually will be like kind of introduction, and we talk about mobile ecosystem. So because if you don't know anything about the ecosystem, then it's very hard to make some conceptual vision, create some conceptual understanding so about test planning in mobile world. And believe it or not, it will be part of your responsibility because the company is a small, fast-passing environment, and sometimes like people say, man, what I'm doing every day. So this best question in interview. So what's your daily responsibility? So tell me about yourself. Tell me about your last project and things like that. So normally, so that's when you start. You always start answer this question with some simple explanation like, hey, depends on the project stage or project progress, so I can tell you. So, but in the beginning, so what we do as QA when product is just start to develop, so we finally get the funds, so developers start working like a crazy for so this create a core function. So what we doing at this point? Exactly, we're planning. And believe it or not, so when the smaller the team, then more responsibilities you get in this planning. So it's why we need to cover all this mobile system today. So, but what else we will do? We will have a fun to how to well you know your devices. So, and I will have like a lot of special, I think my goal is here, this, break your thinking about mobile world just like a small phones world, Android and iPhone something, or tablets, so, or iPads. Just brighten your horizon and tell you about new technology that coming in the next year. Hit finally our American island. So this we will talk about specific of mobile testing, and it's a lot of different things, and people have like, okay, so what you can talk about? It's like, whoa, man, I don't know, then this and this and this exists. So we will have fun with that. So people struggle most of the time how to create mobile testing cases and bug report. So it's again, it's a completely, okay, I'm lying, so not completely different, but really something special is there, not just test and flavor, but so we have some special agenda. We have some specific testing for mobile devices, or so like network stack protocol testing. So, and we will cover that. It's experimental. So for the last 4 sessions, so it will be completely straight practicum. So we will just, I will give you some application, and one of this like prerequisition for the class, I hope that you guys all have somehow so mobile devices, because it makes no sense if you don't have any mobile devices, then man, why are you in a class? I mean, so I'm sorry I cannot provide you mobile, I will do. So this, we will do some simulation on BlackBerry phones, and I have some, believe it or not, some very primitive simulator for iPhone, for Windows and Mac. So we will try our best, and I have like much more agenda going on, and we'll see how much we can cover in this first experimental class. So, and actually, believe it or not, we also will have final exam. And I know at the end of the class, you will ask me for final exam. It's a challenge happened, so somewhere in the session number 5, so people are tuned in one day, like grown-ups, like, wow, really? Okay, I'm ready. So I'm ready for challenge. So, okay, enough with introduction. I hope this somehow I convict you. If not, then we will see. So, yeah, just a couple more words. So, you will have this presentation. Naturally, it will be in form of webinar, and you will have this slides. So maybe in a couple hours after we're done. So please read carefully expectation and responsibilities. You know, this uh, normally I don't do introduction about myself. So okay, I'm not professor, I'm not academic. I just work with some mobile devices every day of my life. So I'm really passionate. So activist, futurist, blah blah blah. So this I'm completely in love with augmented reality and wearable computing. So this I have a lot of friends. You know, from Google, Meta, apps, and so DACRI, and we will talk about this. And actually, not just talk, I will try to do my best so to bring technology on board. So then we will not use Notepad, but you know, this to get some more interactive. So and I will try to communicate with you all the time. So, and I will try to show you presentation of how the augmented reality application work, and we will talk about perceptual computing and a lot of other different things. Then maybe it will be some special breakthrough for you. It's like blew your mind, blow your mind. Okay, so let's start with kind of fundamental boring stuff, but if we don't understand that, then more likely we will sink. All right, so here we go. Mobile ecosystem. It's actually, you know, this you see on the slide, it's a bunch of layers. So in each layer represents some kind of industry or whatever, some agenda. So then we cannot escape during our testing or during our planning, so for testing. And all together it's create some not just ecosystem, but you know, it's help us to boost and understand approach of testing, so agenda of testing, so what exactly we put in the testing, like resources, I don't know, this money, time wise. So and be flexible, you know, sometimes like my goodness, how many times I hear this talk like, oh my goodness, my manager is so dumb, he don't know what he's doing, or this developer is so crazy, so they don't know what they're doing. Actually, you know, we're at the end of the chain. It's why we really cannot judge. So, you know, this really, so what we doing? So because, you know, we're like at the end somewhere on the bottom, underground somewhere. So because manager have much more information about project at full. So what's going on, how's going on. And sometimes, okay, it's like secret information, guys. So, you know, it's not, we read textbooks, we look for internet, so this search and things, but we also have daily life, and daily life sometimes is not how it's written, or you know, they always try to make some, put some special polish, so special shine, so how in perfection it should be. So or we create some special statistical number which, like, you know, we want to see. So but I will try to be most honest with you. So I don't have too much experience with that. So I am in QA, so this with mobile for the last 3 years. So I work in 3 different companies, and each company has some special. So, but I try to be just honest with you. So and reveal the secret. Then, so I experience every day. Okay. Oops. All right. What was that? So. What is the link for syllabus again? You know what? He not create yet. So, but right after we done so with our presentation, so that I think he will give you links. So normally, maybe it will be just I really don't know. I'm like so I don't know answer for this one. Yeah, Mikhail does had one, and he will provide you at the end of the session. So he will be our gatekeeper, so to information. Okay, so let's talk about operator, carrier, and providers. Hey, name is different, but the meaning is the same. So we all know who is these people are. So we hate them, but we need them. So because they basic fundamental roles. So there was a guy in the beginning who create all this antenna. So this towers, you know, this put this internet just together and keeps this all network and internet work together. So and they also provide services then available for us, we want it or not. So and so far, you know, they maintain relationship between all this makers industry, so and us as a subscriber. So why we should consider and think about operator carriers when we start testing? So because it depends on the area. Think about, I mean, all right, if we in some urban area like Silicon Valley in the United States, fine. So we will not consider anything else than for LTE, maybe VMAX. But so good to see if you're somewhere in Minnesota or it's some area at Michigan where still DSL is the most popular. So you know, this the network that exists, they still use an analog. So 1G, 2G, so or 3G. It's like wow, high technology. So then, okay, then at this point, you know. So we really will consider, so for who is our target customer, so what providers they use, then what phones we should really consider for testing and providers should consider for testing. Okay, so the next point is we move up, it will be network. Network is a huge objective to talk. We can spend just 1 hour for that, so but we don't have time today. It's more likely just conceptual things. So what is the role of network in mobile testing? So first of all, this, you know, infrastructure of network. So it's really important in our test planning. Because if we also start to think outside the box, we will not think just about the United States, but so what does it matter if I will make some super cool app, super cool product, and I know that it's a very, very necessary and super cool for people somewhere in Africa, but boom, infrastructure is not there, so they not develop something 4G technology yet, and most of the time. So got this feel this, you know, this you create this product, then you don't have your customer, you don't met your target. So it's why this in a testing planning stage, you already think this what infrastructure you will use for your product, what you can do, and how you can present it. So naturally, this is the second point for network is ability to save and transfer information. Super cool for every end user, and we know in experience is everyday speed of the connection. So type of the connection is very important, and when we go to specific of mobile testing, so this is connectivity testing, and you cannot escape. It doesn't matter what domain of mobile testing we will use. So this connectivity, it's one of the major things. Okay, if I ask you right now, so what kind of mobile testing you possibly, if you tomorrow have interview and they ask, say, hey, what kind of mobile testing you perform? So what will be your answer? And when I ask, it's not a rhetorical question, you guys can write for me. So this I always try to replay for you, because I understand I don't see your faces, you don't see mine, but at least we somehow can interact. So, and it will be more fun. So I just will wait for your replay, so but we'll continue. So one of the big part of mobile testing is the mobile stack testing protocol, where we use network simulator mainly, so but we still also can have some part of easy going. So this with helping tools and helping apps, then I will give you a clue in golden words, so a way and how you can search for it, so then you can bring this to your employee, so and get some job offer in 5 minutes of interview. No, it's a real story, really. This 2 weeks ago, so I have 60 years old so guy, he was like completely a little bit insecure and really shaky, so then he will never get a job, he's too old, all this issue. So and done, so I prepared him for interview for 2.5 hours. We was just talking and he was making notes. So I give him some couple tips like, okay, how you can present yourself and how you can present so this they product from new perspective, from professional perspective. So he called me 2 days later. He was like completely woohoo. It's like you cannot believe. So 5 minutes interview. I just show them logs and I print thanks your free apps on my mobile device and I got a job. So 80,000 a year. So come on, it's good. It's a good deal. I was very proud of myself. So we also, okay, come back to network things. Performance load stress testing. It's what we really is looking for network and for connectivity issue. So when we go to fun stuff like, this LBS, so location-based services or API testing, oh my goodness, if you don't have network, so your history. I mean, it's more related to gray box testing, but I will try to cover it and finally explain what is API is. It's like a mystery. Nobody really know what it is. So, is the one was testing spoon on interview? Oh my goodness. Hey, we can, you know what? It's actually a very sensitive subject. I really like to test ocean spoons and box or whatever, table, but every time I started, so I will have really big trouble with Michael. So this, I have my way to teach you this, how to test everything. And because again, based on mobile, in mobile industry, then it's a little bit different world. So far with Michael, you learned then any testing possible. So it's pretty much you look as a system. So all right, just use your logic. I hope it's clicking. So you think this about agile, so this it's a very fast passing environment, so it's mobile. You create a product, you don't have 1 year, you will be never compatible on market. So maybe with all this phase one, so just to get your product really marketable, and so then you can sell and get some first money to develop more and some better version of it. So you have what, 2-4 months, it's the most. So in 2-4 months you need to develop product. When you start, you more likely what you have, backlogs is just list of the feature, so what customer possibly want to see in a product or something like that. So and maybe you have some business requirement or some business declaration document, but really it's like 1-2 pages. It's not really large. So it was all, everything is done from marketing and sell just to get the funding, so then we can start do something. So initially, boom, then you don't have any documentation, you have minimum requirements, but you still need to do it. So how you will do it? It's how we will learn this in the next 3-4 weeks. So compatibility browsing testing, it's also this related to network. I'm just jumping, so but I need to keep on the subject. It's because otherwise we will not cover this in 1 hour. The seller technology, you just need to understand. So then it doesn't matter, this how many definition and scientific and some special words they put in. So it's no more just a radio wave. So in this it is just how this radio waves go from and signal of these waves go from one antenna to the other, or maybe go through some accelerometer or whatever, so, accelerators, so, or aggregators, so to get this signal stronger. So, but type of radio waves and antennas determine the capability of networks and how it differentiate in services. So I know this, I mean, GSM and CDMA, I think this, everybody heard this word at least. So in it's still globally wise. It's still most common technology. So again, so we already talked about this. Then 4G, it's just start more likely in United States. It's not covered United States fully. So we have this very well developed in Europe. So maybe in Japan and somewhere in Asia. So actually China is very good, and South Korea it's excellent. So but besides that, so we have a lot of white spots still around the globe. So I know I'm not supposed to stop on this because it's like an extra subject. So but I hope the main things about GSM and CDMA. Okay, CDMA was developed initially for military use, and that's why it's more secure and actually faster. So we associate with CDMA 2.5 and 3G. So with GSM, it's pretty much like so straight 2G, maybe 3G. So I mean, with enhancement, yeah, it's a 3G, 3.5G too. So, but what we need to know, so what is the main difference between two of them? So if you have GSM, then pretty much it will be some SIM card, so SD card, in removable card in your phone. So then when you go outside the country, you just can replace this card and still have your phone and don't need to go through the expensive roaming, so this services. Okay, so what are other things we should know just in general about network? So it's a Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi, this, I like this picture. I think it's a very good representation of so how the Wi-Fi work. So it's this technology use radio waves to transmit data between your computer and routers, and routers could be everything. It's why it's a wireless, because it's don't need any cable, duh. So this, and hotspot could be everything and everywhere. And our device itself, our mobile device, could be so it's some tethering point, could be Wi-Fi hotspot as well. So, and actually this, if you heard about Google Glass, so this right now technology, this with Google Glass, I mean, you can also sign your Google Glass for very expensive data plan, like $40 a month, or you just can use your device to tethering to Google Glass. So then boom, so you are in good track. So you don't need to additional data plan. So for your another wearable mobile device. So why I'm interchange the word mobile, you know what? So it's the same word. It doesn't matter. It's why I'm just intentionally do this in one word mobile, in one word mobile. So mobile was originally American transcription. So, but from England and India, we have mobile pronunciation. So now, because in Silicon Valley, most of the people so who is working in the mobile industry is somehow international. So then people used to use both pronunciation. So I hope that you will use to too. So go to the next slide. Just to talk a little bit about mobile network. So from 1 to 4, why is this GGG? So G stands for generation. So but every G, every generation, it's a like breakthrough technology. It's some new way of transmit all these waves. So there's a new way to increase or secure, so there's stabilize and accelerate frequency and amplitude of the waves. So 1G referred to analog signal, and it was just used between two cellular towers. So 2G was breakthrough because it was upgrade to digital. So then we can also, you know, get possible so to get some text messages across network. So 3G it was like completely new breakthrough things. So because at this point electromagnetic so wavelengths known as a spectrum was involved. So and it was possible, you know, to create some 3G data card. So it was like starting era of iPhones and BlackBerry. It was like bloom era for iPhones. Actually, you know, this is an interesting fact. So then, although this AT&T tried to promote and so advertised, and iPhone 4S was already having this. So this 4G technology, it actually was marketing trick. So it still was HDSPA. So this 3.5 so G. And finally, only iPhone 5 so starting using LTE. So 4G, called ultra broadband, and it's based on all internet protocol packet switcher instead of circuit switcher technology. Again, some breakthroughs, you know, then we use now this FDE methods instead of spread spectrum radio technology. So, and believe it or not, you think it's it? No, I mean, actually we really on somewhere between the doors for 5G, and I really highly believe so the next step will be quantum somehow broadband. So if I just, you know, I'm news, I'm follow the news, I'm chasing the news all the time. So, and I will show you this, not today, but so next time. I have a lot of some specific YouTube secret links where you can really so blow your knowledge of technology today and tomorrow. So, okay, anyway, 2 weeks ago, then they finally represent first quantum computer, and it's for real. So, and what it does, you know, this quantum, it's like super nanoparticle small things. So they not just go a different direction, but they also go like a different dimension, so different layers. And it's just bring your speed, bring your possibility what you can do with computer and I don't know, computer technology absolutely to breakthrough level. So, and we will talk about this in the next couple weeks. Is it tablets? 5G? No, it's not the tablets. 5G is not exist yet. It's not official name. It's just my I don't say in imaginations. This I think it's my prediction. So I'm like, so here tell you about the future. So okay, one of the things is, you know, why I give you this slide. It's actually from my class, which I teach in a class. So, but I would just want to get you, wake up your imaginary. So this, what we do this, you know, for mobile testing. So I told you one of the part of mobile testing, it's network stack protocols. So we have like two levels. We have system level of mobile testing, and we have so app level of mobile testing. So I work, so I'm not really a network girl. So this, I work with software so on the application level. It's actually so I can say fun. So this, I mean, but some people maybe think then, so it's much more fun to go to network. So anyway, there's most of it automated because you really cannot simulate so response and all this receiving and you know the how you in confirmation of how the network waves and signal work, because it's like again milliseconds, nanoseconds. So but if you go to any industry, so in the, you can read in descriptions, you know, some of this abbreviation then you can see on this image. So I mean everybody know HTTP is CMTP, but okay, if we go like deeper in IP, IGMP, so RP, so all this abbreviation, this will give you indications. So then during your interview, you really need to heavily relate on and prepare and find any possible information. So how's the network stack protocol working? So what tools is it used, like TCP test, for example, so one of the multi-platform so testing tools. So in go from there. So I will cover this little bit, not too much, maybe like half hour or so out of 10. So, but we will talk about this more later when we come to specific of mobile testing and where exactly so you need and you expect so to have heavily relationship with network stack protocols. So the last things about networks, it will be just a table for you for connectivity, just the data. All right, so what is the data for me? So why should I have and why should I really concentrate on this data? So it's again, it's your imaginary, and if you're not really technical person, but so this you can, if you get concept, so what is each technology related to for you as an end user, so then it will be easy for you to explain things. Also during interviews, you know, they really give you like break, so because they understand all this nervousness and so many different factor, variables and condition what happened during interview. So but if you can give them example, so do you know anything about 4G technology? Technical wise, just concept, but I can give you example. Boom. So they give some example. So what is 4G LTE technology for you? So right now, this fastest speed they reach so far, it's 480 megabits per second. My goodness, what is 480 megabits per second for you as for end user? So now think about regular song. Regular song, it's about what between we can say 5 to 15 megabits. So how many songs in 1 second you actually can download to your so mobile device? Wow, yeah, too many. So if we talk about some full-size movie, I don't know, this it's between 2.5 and 4 gig. So how many seconds it will take you to download this movie to your mobile device? Some like maybe what, 10, 20 seconds? Absolutely amazing result, yeah? So, and this technology is already available in the United States. It's what just like blew your mind already. So, but it's just example, so that's how you can present stuff. So we're moving up to manufacturers, like, oh my God, so who care about manufacturer? Why we really need to think about manufacturer too much? So what is depends on maker or manufacturer or vendors, it's another word for that, in mobile testing. So they determine operating system and hardware and firmware. So this for each device for our testing purposes. So they determine mobile platforms, mobile browsers, and devices itself. This where the technology go with these devices. So and I will show you right now this. It's not like imaginary anymore. It's not like some prototype ta-da-da. So for example, everybody knows Samsung. So they have breakthrough with Yum. It's a new product. So it's a flexible fonts. The first flexible font, and you can bend any direction you want, so make a circle of it if you want to. So and they was presented at an exhibition in San Francisco in January 2013. Boom, you think it will be wait for another 5 years before it's coming to market? Oh no. So everybody just plan to get some special, so to the Christmas or in the first quarter of 2014. And it will be time when you exactly get your like hands-on and get your first job as a tester for 3-4 months and ready to jump for something better and serious. So it's what is the point is. So, you know, I don't know how it happened, but people always messed up carrier and provider and with makers. So when I ask you what phone you have, what phone you have, So this first word you need to support, I want to hear from you, not then it's AT&T or Verizon or Sprint. Who cares? So I want to hear then what exactly your phone is. So who is the maker? So what is the name of your phone? What is your operating system of your phone? So what year of your phone? Things like that. And it's a crucial thing. It's a very important because based on this simple information, so I can tell you, do you really love work with mobile phones? Do you really have a clue about your own phone or about mobile testing? And most common, so thinking question, so that then people will not survive during interview. So this tell me about the devices you was testing on. It's a very simple. They don't try to trick you. They not expect that you will lie. They just really want to know this what devices you was used. So I just have response from the girl. She have interview with Google so last night, and she sent me email at 8:30. The first question, tell me about your project and what devices you was testing. With operating system, exact operating system on it. So I'm very thankful for her because again, so this she supports. So then what I'm saying to you, I'm not just blah blah blah. So then it's come direct from the field. Actually, this all this question then we have and explanations so this we have through the so all our lecture. It's come straight from the field because. Mike Portnoy and his students, they have like long time agreement. So, you know, just to reveal all this question and tricks. So when people go to interview. So, and they submit this question to us, then we can also find right answer and prepare people for interview and for right question and right answers. I have secret file, yeah, a lot of them. Okay, so devices. I mean, very simple stuff. So what is depends on mobile devices and mobile testing? First of all, it's a form factor. So what is a form factor? Is anybody can tell me what is a form factor is? Anybody know? No? No? Anybody? Oh, like no, not forever. I don't know. All right, cool. So it's what it actually, guys, really is. So we're talking about, so everybody can remember maybe some feature phone as a candy bar. So right now, we're in the era of touch screen. So this form factor. But think about Taco, you know, from your game console, for example, Wii U. Bam, it's a mobile device as well, believe it or not. All this game console, or we have some special swirl. So this all this configuration, physical configuration of devices, it's a form factor. So, and you know, depends on this form factor, we also need to adjust our screen resolution and so rotation of the screen and all these small things and how we create apps and so how it will fit. So, and under what consideration and so on. So, we also depends on the device. We talk about, again, compatibility, integration of hardware and software. So we're talking about feature and option of each device, UI. So I know, again, classical word for UI, it's a GUI. But hey, you know what? When I first time come to work and ask my manager some question regarding GUI, he looked at me very strange, very long. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like graphical user interface. It's like, okay, I don't know where you come from, girl, but we say UI. So I learned this very quickly. So from classical model of GUI, we go to UI. So, and we also generate our target and testing planning. Most of the time, it's not really us as a tester, so who will decide what devices we will use for testing. So, and whether it's a marketing or sell because they make some special research, so who will use our product potentially, the guys with income blah 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 who potentially will have phones so and so. So what is the top on the market? So what is the, you know, this best feature? So then could be integrated with our application or software or so on. I mean, it's a lot of different research factors. So then I have no really clue and hands-on as a tester, so why they choose specific device, this and this. So many times it depends on the client because client want, and that's it. Client want only iPhone because they expect to get so fast return, some money returned from the product if they put this an iStore. All right, fine. So we test only on iPhones. I mean, we try to, so how they consider like 4A devices per project. So because I can have one iPhone, but if I have 3 different versions of iPhone, believe it or not, so that we still can create some, you know, this, for example, 6.0 I can to take 6.10, and so this is the latest version that we have for iPhone right now, 6.1.4. Boom. So for iPhone 5, I can already have 3 versions, 3 devices. So next point, type of mobile devices. You think like, okay, what mobile devices I know? I know iPhone, tablets, maybe some media player. It's pretty much it. No, it's much more in that. So we have also digital camera considered these days. Think how many video bloggers so use cameras and not really like video cameras. Video cameras as well is a mobile device, pager, personal navigation device, tablet. So this mobile phone itself and wearable computing. It's a like absolutely new area, but it's actually completely hit spot in Europe for the last 3 years. But again, we have some lobbyist, political marketing conspiracy in monopoly in the United States. So, and I will told you about this later. So this, so why and who did what. So, but it's coming. Next year we have breakthrough. Hooray! So, but I just want to ask you about mobile computing. So this, what do you think mobile computers could be? Any clue? I mean, it's a word. So, but what, give me an example. If I ask you, so what mobile computers you know? Notebook. Let's go to the next slide. So we have mobile web devices, believe it or not. So that's for technical reasons. We have digital personal assistant, the PDA. So it was like pretty much a little bit on the side of old. Yeah, iPad. iPad is a tablet considered. So calculator. All these handheld game consoles like the Nintendo DS, whatever, Vita from Sony and things like that. Portable media player, any possible size. So this, if anybody here from Aoi, no, this is a new game console, so from Los Angeles for $99. So, and we have also mobile collaboration. That's actually very cool. So this people use this for business a lot because it's a special device. Then you know this kind of like projector. So we have some video conferencing possibility, but during video conferencing you can create and share some graphs or text document, and it's a cool. So then it's a kind of some pad, then you can also just make a sketch, right? So this during your conference. So again, I try to extend your horizon right now, so not scare you, but to get excited. Then so mobile technology, it's just pretty much like 360-degree, unlimited. Everywhere you go, it's something mobile, wireless there. So we move to the main portion. It's a platform and operating system. Okay, so why should we consider this for testing, or really how heavily we relate on operating system and platform during mobile testing? First of all, this all our mobile features, it depends on platform and operating system. So second thing, then we talk about devices settings. So third one is just again form factor, so what kind of mobile device it will be. And the last point, so this why we consider depends on operating system or platform. So for example, like open or close, so you know this we have some source of this platform or operating system, it will be proprietary or something. So then we can have some app store which will be open, or so this we have free apps there, or we really need to concentrate, so like iStore. So then we have special testing like certification compliance for App Store. We have certification compliance for license software, or we have certification compliance for licensed platforms such as Genie. So this for Oracle, or we have Brew MP, so for HTC smartphone, things like that. Boom. So type of mobile platforms. I already mentioned, so we pretty much have 3 main types. So license, proprietary, and open source. And here's some example. And it's funny things, you know, this like some of this change in names, and some of this familiar. So BB was at some point it was BlackBerry RIM. So they rebrand themselves so in January 2015. So now they call themselves BB10. So they get rid of this so research and emotion. iOS, some people, disagree with iOS name. It's a long story. That's how many times they change their names. So, but iOS, it's actually like two components. It's OS X from Mac, from Macintosh, plus Darwin Foundation, and it's a Unix kernel, so which is a part of iOS operating system. So I hope everybody know Android. Not too many people maybe know that Linux is a standalone operating system, actually very popular in Asia, specifically China. So we have like a new breakthrough with Firefox operation system. It's not in United States yet. It's some kind, we can say, trial. So for 5 countries in Spain, Poland, Brazil, Argentina, and Venezuela. So I think it's a conspiracy go there. So because it's a lot of big bosses involved. So, like big company involved. So it's a lot of money invest in all this project. And somehow, some of this major provider and maker who was think in 2008 when Apple have breakthrough, so with open SDK and distribution, so this of SDK to third party, so they're now ready for revenge. I mean, it's my thinking of it, and we will see what happens in next year. So, but Firefox is very promising. It's the first operating system what don't really have like operating system base and hardware. It's goes straight everything from web, and it's like breakthrough technology. So, and Webers, I mean, one time, so I think half of you at least can remember Palm, Webers, so Palm OS, they don't have a good time. So, in the last, so there was sold, so through the HP, so this Helvet Pocket have them for like over a year. So in January again 2013 they were sold to LG, so and they tried to use this Webers so for the new internet TV project. And actually it was actually a good story because one time it was proprietary system when it was under HP, so now because it's turned to LG, so it's become open source. So I know this, it's like everybody knows this word, but still struggling so this to explain. So what is the difference between license and the proprietary system? I mean, sound to me like the same. So, but in general, license was created, this to solve this, this platform for device makers, so for non-exclusive distribution on devices. And it was just like a big thought to create some standard, so for API development. I mean, never happened. Ha ha ha. So with open source, nice try to make some standards. So, but it's still on the market. So Gme was first created by Sun Microsystem. Now it's under Oracle. Or I give you this example with BrewMP. Beside HTC smartphones, it's very popular still. So to create some firmware for AT&T and Verizon. So, for example, if you open your phone, then you will see some of icons always related to the phone so provider, carrier. And all this, it's like standalone native application that create using special platform, so they try to keep at least something piece of former monopoly than they have. It was just agreements of for what 6-7 years ago. So what is proprietary platform? In easy explanation, it's everything under one roof. So this is the best example. It is still Apple who create the devices and create software. Everything is original brand special name of Apple. So, and please do not confuse proprietary operating system with proprietary application or software. So because proprietary application creates when we have some insufficiency. So this when company cannot find really some right application or right software for specific purpose. So maybe not right price or configuration. So pretty much it's internal software that created for internal, as more likely like helping tools or part of development of something bigger. So, and the open source, again, people here left and right, open source this, open source that, but what does exactly mean? It's not mean then, I mean, yes, it's mean then, so pretty much everybody, at least with some knowledge at some point, so can go and download, alter and edit create some on product specifically on Android, and now with this new SDK breakthrough, so then they just revealed a couple weeks ago, so during the keynotes meeting, so then boom, now this we really don't need to rely on Eclipse and Android SDK with ADT anymore, so because it's now implemented right, so under your development options, so on each Android device, so you can start create your own programs. So, and don't need to have your standalone PC. Boom, you just have your device and go ahead if you have some knowledge how to do this. I mean, at some point we all become this knowledge. So, mobile doing computer capable work. Okay, I don't get this one. All right. So, what I need to tell you about open source platform. It's a community, we can say this crowd of people, so who decide to, and sign marriage contract with some principle. It's not really related to any money wise. It's related to some philosophy, and follow the rules of community. So, and the rules of community is very simple. So then as a peer, so as a community or special club member, we can say, so we can barter inside or collaborate, so with our end product and share source materials and blueprints and documentation. So, and it's available all in exchange, so this with no cost for the public. So, and it was great idea, so, and it's why it is so was viral spread around the earth, and why it's open source is right now #1. So we know this Google is #1, so platform and operating systems around the world. So plus marketing. All right, so here this just consolidate information, then we talk about so last 15 minutes, then it's a shortcut for you. Again, during interview, they will ask you, again, it's a general statement. Actually, you don't want them they ask you this question. So I always encourage people to prepare a story about your profession, about your last project or what you was doing as a QA. So, and create a story, then you cover all this. So all this platform, operating system, devices. So this gives them the stories. This story will be cut maybe after 1 minute of your talk. So, but you will escape like 5 other questions and you may not know answer. So just because you have some smooth, enthusiastic talks like, man, so my favorite platform was this one, it was very excited project and things like that. So one of the most things that we need to cover, and I have this for iPhone as well, but we will skip it iPhone because you can review this later in this presentation. So, but when it's a very common thing, then during interviews I ask, so describe Android operating system or describe iOS, or some, what you can tell me about Apple platform or what you know about BlackBerry. So when they ask a question, the more likely they ask about platform operating system. So, and I really highly encourage you to create some template path of the story. So for you, then you always can just, just 1, 2, 3, 4, just go this list through and list of objectives. So, and tell them story. So for example, Android, source. So what is a source? Open. Platform. What is the kernel of Android? It's a Linux. So core language. Anybody who knows what is Android core language? Hands, please. Please give me hands. Come on, guys. You're just like Sleeping Beauty. Nobody talk to me. What the heck? So what is specific? I just wait for replay for core language. But if we talk about, somebody. So what was it? New term for me. New term for me what? So core language, core programming language is a new term. Oh, you really need to go to mobile terminology and basic. So then, yeah. So, but anyway, this to not spend too much time on it. I don't hear those a lot. Okay. So, but okay. if you know this, you will, it's indicated to me then you don't work too much with really like systemware or softwares, because core language, core libraries, it's one of the main layers pretty much in, absolutely right. So Java is a core language for Android. So because if we, let me show you this my special creation so for architecture of Android. So all this in blue is operating system. So, and what is the three distinguished feature of Android operating system? We have Linux kernel, we have libraries in Android runtime. So in libraries, again, core Java libraries, so, and Dalvik virtual machine. It's a three main distinguished feature of so this Android. Because, okay, library, everybody have library. It's not just specific for Android. So, you know, core libraries, media libraries, I mean, it's a bunch of libraries, so this everybody does. So everybody have. So, but what is special about architecture of Android? Why and who cares about Dalvik virtual machine? So it was actually marketing trick, and it's a very funny story. So I hope it will be short this time. So then Java core language. Java originally belongs to Sun Microsystems / Oracle. So, and it was licensed platform. Then license means that it's required fee, services, maintenance from the original source, and so this compliance with it, and get some certificate like annual certificate, and it's cost fee. So can you believe then, you know, if Google will hook up with Java originally and do all this, so based on Java platform, so this using, you know, licensed platform with Java language like this, so they will like completely be bankrupt maybe. So, you know, or guys could change the prices every year or maybe half year. So then marketing decide to do some creation of Dalvik virtual machine to run through so this clone of Java language. So then it's become original OHA Google / Android product. Boom. So nobody pay fee, nobody care about license. It's the original things. I mean, through the last 5 years, so since 2008, they may be modified like 10% of some, make some whatever, 10% modification of this Java clone language, but still, it's still Java. So, but again, come back to original where we start. Oops, we not come back. All right, we proceed right here. We was talking about core language. You guys better know what it is. We cover operating system. I just tell you what is the three distinguished feature of this. So now, super crucial version history. I mean, it could be fun. So I really highly recommend to everybody, you know, just print this, so cut the top and the bottom, put this in your bathroom, and every morning look at this and learn what, so this version of Android, you know, nickname, so this number-wise, because it will cost the interview. 3 of my friends, my goodness, they was completely technically fit. They know everything, maybe not too much knowledge so in mobile itself, but really good QA, so really good potential to, you know, to go to mobile. So, and she talked like, you know, about her project in 2011 and talk about, so then it was, you know, just something jelly bean. It's like, oh, really? Okay, how many kids you have? Oh, so you come from Belarus. Oh, wow, it's really good weather right now. I mean, interview was just done, so this in 1 minute. So again, this simple question then they ask you, or you just need to like put in when you talk your story, this, so what was your last project of, so how you're doing as QA, so that's what devices you was using for testing, what your favorite device to use for testing and things like that. So it's always come to Android and boom, they ask you immediately, so what operating system so your device is or was. And good to feel this, you know, if you just, I mean, if you talk about 2010, and you understand, then possibly it could be a Eclair Froyo, so maybe gingerbread if it's the end of, so 2010. So you must be very careful. And another things, so what is the most common version of Android? Still, believe it or not, it's a gingerbread. So we're not, you know, because Android is spread around the world, so this infrastructure is still different around the world. And most common, 36%, is still gingerbread. So that's jelly beans is the 33%. Ice cream sandwich was not really successful. Nobody liked it, so it was like 15%. Honeycomb was originally developed so for tablets, and it's right now like 0.3%. And I take this data from 2013 June 6. So this if you go to just Android history, so they update this like once a month. So okay, it's a cruel point and you need to know. Another point, you know, this breakthrough for many, maybe maybe not, maybe you already fit and know this very well. So what is Android browsers, you know? I mean, it could be straight question like what Android browser you know, but it could be like, hey, so this what browser you use for testing? And again, it was a point which was destroyed one of my interview so friends because again, everything was completely good and prepared, but for some reason he was not aware so that because he was working with native application mainly when browser is not important. So and when they asked this question, so he told them, and it was February 2012, and he was told like based on his resume, his history working with mobile devices. So and they was asking him like, okay, so what is your favorite browser was at this time, so when you're doing this project? And she's like, oh, it was Chrome. Yeah, I like Chrome. It's like, oh, Chrome. So because Chrome just came in June 2012 and his resume was based on February 2012. Boom. Something is not clicking. Bye. Thank you. We will call you. Never happened. So you must be careful with that. But the things you should know, we do have default browser for Android, and it's a web Android. At the same time, the trick is then because of diversity of makers, of providers, and because of customized things for each Android, user, provider, or vendor can change default browser and actually this like change for good. So they can create a list of browsers and keep web Android as a browser there, or maybe default browser, or you just completely can uninstall this from your device and use what is your preference. I highly recommend you right now, like today, so just to go to your store, so if you have Android or iPhone, and download at least another 2-3 browsers and start, so you know, just push a button around, so for the next 5 weeks, so then you get familiar, so then you can talk about this, because it's a very common question, believe it. So I mean, my favorite is a Dolphin, so because it was first innovative browser with gestures. So when you just like so sign F on your screen, boom, so you're already in Facebook. So me too. Oh, cool. So then we're on the same page. But some people from rural area will completely, so their first choice will be Opera Mini. So because it's a kind of compressed file and give you, you know, just so very I cannot say it's a shortcut. It's not a shortcut. It's a compressed version of any web file. So then it's go faster and it's, you know, don't eat so much of your data. So if you have low data plan or you don't have good infrastructure, then it will be perfect solution. So Opera Mini is the one. I mean, so this, I highly recommend you guys explore and download, because we also will use for practical exercise and it's for your gain. I have at least 5 browsers and I use it so for different purposes. When I stay longer for search or I just need shortcut very quick to open and see something, so I use different browsers. So, and come back to original path. So when you out of talk about version of browsers, so you still can talk about updates and upgrades. Think about, so what is in your mind? So is it easy or difficult to upgrade Android? Boom, depends, yeah. So because if it's some old version, God does feel it's a so painful process, I throw away my Android and buy a new one. Really, it was just a really long story. I don't have time for this story. But so if you a lucky one with 4.0 and up, so then it's finally become FOTA. FOTA is another professional word and you should know. And I encourage you to start build your dictionary of professional words, because you will use this in daily talk with other professional, in bug report, in your test cases. Boom, then you know this. It's a boost up, so respect in your role as expert in company. So FOTA is stand for firmware over the air. So many times instead of photo they use word OTA, so American Love abbreviation. So then you can just choose either one. But if you have got this feel some older version of operating system 4.0 less, boom, then it's a really painful process. You need to spend hours before you can upgrade. So we talk about makers. It's over 80 makers for Android. From Curious, interesting numbers. So from 369 official distributor in United States, so we have about 95% who work with Android. Hey, where's another 5% go? Yeah, we still have Apple who distribute only Apple, and we have another 12 regional carriers who distribute only Apple. That's why they signed merit contract with Apple. So it's like barely this 5. So Nokia nowadays is under Android. Oh no. Okay, Nokia is like octopus, you know, can you imagine? So they like everywhere. They try to get and catch piece of everything. So right now they pretty much like in divorce line with Windows Phone, and we will talk about this subject a little bit later. So, but they have agreement, so they involved in Tizen, which is a Linux-based foundation in some project. So they try to be involved with any possible innovations going around. So they have some part in BlackBerry, they have some project going on, so partially with Android. And you know what is a rumor, or how you must understand? So like what, Nokia work now with Google? Oh no. But think, I give you best example with BlackBerry. BlackBerry use Android video player in their new devices, in their new BB10 line. Boom. So somehow statistic-wise, worldwide, pretty much all new devices, BlackBerry devices, considered to be Android as well. So, and it is the same things with Nokia. They try to implement and get an innovation of everything, so they have privilege to spend money how they want and sign contract and agreement with many different in many dimension. So with many different company and makers or whatever. So with another makers as well. So on top of that, so live battery, it's a point when you don't have nothing to say and forgot everything, then you can brag about live batteries. So this then it will never be the best. Why? Because of fragmentation issue again. So every time you come to the point to talk about Android, you need to remind yourself. So then it's a diversity of makers, diversity of devices. It's no regulation when what maker will make another next device. So they do in their own pace whatever they want, so as they feel like. So, and it's why many times we will have compatibility integration issue with soft and hardware. So I think we're almost out of time, and I'm like, I'm freaking out. So I wish I can talk about iOS, but user got the path. It is the same path that we just was going through with Android. And this source is closed, platform is Unix, core language is Objective-C. So what is a special you need to know about operation system? So if we look operation system itself, we actually work most with Cocoa Touch level. So it's application framework level of operating system. So some of you, maybe if they have enough knowledge, then they will go to the media and core services, work with API. But API, it's a straight gray box testing. It's not black box testing anymore. And again, you see this, somebody tell me, I don't know this word core. Man, you will have this word core everywhere. So core services, core operating system, and things like that. And come back to original version history. I mean, it's a little bit better than so there is Android, at least no nickname. At least we have photo update, and it was since 2011, this 5.0. It was through we have this photo update. So, but we still need to keep track. So this what was originally created. So, and it's one small confusion. If we talk about iOS 5, then it's related to the iPhone 4S. So it's not like, consistent pattern, because many people so messed up this. If we talk about iOS 6, which is a current operating system, but it's related to iPhone 5. So this is a new device which come in somewhere in September. So iPhone 6 will be related. So this to iOS 7. And actually it's finally happened. So this last Wednesday, so I was like kind of skipping my work responsibilities because I want to see all this new feature. So then they were showing. So are you guys okay? This because I still have like maybe 15 minutes to talk. Are you all right with that? Or is it too much? Or we can stop rapidly like, so I'm out of time. Bye. Or we can do it. We can do it. No problem. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. So, so what is for me 15 minutes? I'm talk 4 hours straight in the class. All right, so let's move. Let's move. Thank you, guys. I appreciate. So upgrade and updates again because of proprietary system. Use your logic. Also, if you have no clue, never have iPhone in your hands, just think logically. So if it's under one roof, so this pretty much all engineers somehow work together. So it's one company, one policy, one standard inside, whatever. So one thinking and procedure things. So then, all right. So then, pretty much everything is inside company internally meets some standard, and you see how we expect every year one new device. Actually, in this year, it's one main device, and it's always some device on the side. Like last year, it was iPhone 5 and iPod 5. This year, we expect iWatch and so this iPhone 6. So, but namely this we have bunch of product in so with some cycle, so it's not really unexpected things coming out of Apple, for example. So I mentioned that it's a one maker. It's about altogether 16 carriers. So beside AT&T and Verizon, we have Virgin Mobile for prepaid iPhone, and we have Cricket for prepaid phone plan, and we also have these 12 regional carriers in 14 different states. So then they only married to Apple product. So live battery, just logical again thinking because it's a very high integration of soft and hardware, so they do specific heavily, so this compatibility testing, so mobile testing for each device. So live battery is actually going better and better and compare. I don't say then live battery for Android is completely bad, but they will never get some or exceed some excellence like iPhone at this point. So what you should know about browsers, let's skip it right here. Safari is default and always will be default, but it's the same way. That's because we still currently it's about 20. So top 20 of Android and top 20 of iPhone browser. All around the globe we have around 100 browsers, so then more or less popular. So how we come to this variety of browsers? You will ask me, and it was a rhetorical question, don't worry. So, so more likely this you need to start thinking category, then somehow then they have some framework or something, so it's called layout engine. So then it's like plain template, and use this template, they start and build things and customize, and every time so they customize it, they create another version of something browser. So and when we come to this thinking, then it's exactly point then we can skip to the next one, application to framework. So it's a completely blind spot. Everybody's lost. It's like, man, framework. You know what? It's taken me, I kid you not, like 6 months before I really like, it's what it does. Man, it's so simple, because I read so many definitions, so technical literature. It's like, my goodness, I'm lost. I have no idea. So what it is, because every time when I think I know, so I turn around and go to read other article, and it's different things. It's like, man, how it could be. So, but generally, frameworks and libraries help web developer focus on creating rather than figure out how the stuff, whatever, so must be put together or whatever. So this is made. And I have the best analogy that I found through this time for the last year. So if you start and think about framework like a Lego pieces, then everything is situated and start to get in a place and very easily. So what is your first association with Lego? It's different shapes, could be some different bumps, points, whatever. So different lengths. Such awesome info. All right, cool. So you can save it for later. Let's finish it first, all right? So you have some, but it's a hard pieces. It's not like a soft whatever, GUI, so then you can modify these pieces. No, the main things you should understand about framework. When you do create frameworks, doesn't matter, it could be easy frames, a heavy frame, so almost like a hardware things, so it doesn't matter. But you have bunch of pieces which could be named libraries, packages, strings, function, whatever. So, but for you imagine, so this imagine then it's just different pieces of Lego, different colors, different lengths, but they all like a standards, hearts. So you can put them together, and from all these Lego pieces, you can create Lego City. It could be unlimited possibility what you can create, customize. But the piece itself, so this you cannot really break and modify it or just, change the shape of this small bricks or whatever. So it's how you must think about framework. And if you think, then it's why we have so much variety, because we have some template and it's a blend. And on this blank template, we can, make our configuration from all these different pieces. So it's all what framework does. How they do this, it's another question. And it's actually, another conceptual things then you should understand and know. So this, because it's come to word called API. I mean, okay, from technical definition, everybody know then it's application, programming interface. And I mean, I know you can memorize then it's a set of function, classes, and libraries, blah, 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 blah. But what is the real, how it works? So why is API testing is so important, and really how it's work? So I changed like 5 slides. It was in the beginning, it was 10 slides. I tried to understand by myself until it's like, duh, it's very easy explanation. I mean, sorry, I don't have interactive pads today, so, but I will bring this, I hope, on Thursday. So then I can make sketches when we talk. So we talk, ha ha ha, it's a monologue. But anyway, so, but what I try to say, for example, imagine, so most popular still API, I give you example right here, so like Google Maps. So thousands of other application embedded, or so this use Google Maps. So iPhone was using Google Maps. I mean, Apple was using Google Maps until iPhone 5 coming. So I mean, I give you many examples. So this, okay, we're stuck with Google Maps. So what is Google Maps for you? It's like a huge box which is like this big letter Google Maps, and inside this box it's a bunch of different Lego pieces. So different sizes, different lengths, enormous, whatever pieces you want. So, and on the other side is my absolutely empty box, and it's like, oh, it's my creation then of my whatever interactive map for my special customers somewhere in China. So, and I need to create some special customized map for them. So how I will do this? It's like, oh, I know that Google Maps is box right there. So let me send message, and its API is pretty much, so it's what generally speaking, so application programming interface is specification of how software components should interact with each other. So I send that message to this Google Maps box. So, hey guys, can you give me one green plate with 6 points? I just want to build something for my maps. And it's like, oh yeah, sure, take it. So they send it to you. It's like immediately, it's like, hey guys, do you know I need some 3 pieces red bricks, so 2 points. Okay, it's like, yeah, sure, get it. So piece by piece, small step by step, like not just turn your head, but little bit, so move your head. So every time messages occur, so and why this API mainly this call enter the messages or calls. So this every time you need to build something custom, so you send some message or call. Can I get customized piece from your Lego box? Then I can create my own, so this special things. So piece by piece, it's go back and forth. For example, you send it some, and it's go all in it XML, so or JSON, they use programming language. So it's not really heavily, scientific language they use. So there's like, and it's more likely it's look most of the time like HTTP link. Link to this, link to that, link to this, link to that. So from some virtual more likely we can use word cloud for this. So this Google Maps huge box with these Lego pieces. I hope this you're tracking my thinking. All right, guys, are you okay? So I'm not lost. So, but piece by piece, send it messaging back and forth. We create some custom things built on Google Maps, and it's how to. So this every of this message, it's your API. So this when you do go through the API testing, it's how you test the correctness of all these links and response and retrieve information. So by using these correct links, and in other things, this if you send them something like, hey, I need this piece, and they say like, I don't have this piece, like, man, can you just like create this piece for me? So because it's like, I need red with 10 points. It's like, I don't have red with 10 points. I have like with 4 or 2. It's like, all right, so can you just put together like 4 and 4 and 2? Oh, all right, so this you created one long piece, red 10 points. Send it to me. So it's again, it's another so responsibility, you know, to again bring this information back and forth, and that's what API does. So I hope this will clarify this. And another term that you should know, this it's SDK, so it's many confusion come there. So, but I just leave you this information because we still need to cover 2 more levels. Oh my goodness. So applications. What you should know today about application. All right. Any application then that run on hand device, which device, so that connect to Wi-Fi, or I mean, so internet, so and have standalone operation system could be considered mobile apps. So in the beginning it was like email, calendar, or contact database, but now, I mean, everything possible then we have on our devices. So and then these days, nowadays, around our devices, so then could be considered as a mobile application. So, but what is specific of native mobile application? We have many times confusion. So one thing then you need to think immediately, when you get your device, you already have some application there. So preset of some application, it's your native device, not native application. Another part, you get bunch of native application through the different app stores. So, but what is distinguished feature? So every time then a company who creates this application or a software product need to use specific platform, specific operating system for specific device using specific language, everything specific. So then it's already considered native application. If it's go through for you from end user perspective through the app store, then every time as an end user you need to install it or give give permission for updates. So then it's a native application. If it can go offline, it's a native application. So in a best example, I mean, in the beginning, native apps, so this was nearly all games was native apps. Again, these days, just, you know, if you get this question during interview, boom, just take your phone and look what you have. So what? Contact. I don't know, what I have. Any possible apps, so then you will have on your phone. So email, so this could be this right now this we have LinkedIn integrated. Facebook is now become native. So, and we have also like another things to think about media. So media player is a native application. So this if you have media player so on iPhone, boom, it's a native application. So we have some small cheap it's called accelerometer, which is responsible for every time you rotate your device landscape and portrait, boom, it's a native application. Why? Because tiny chip somewhere in a motherboard, so this device is responsible so for perfect integration and communication with other mobile applications, so through the accelerometer. So GPS, it's like, man, many times really it was mystery for me. Why is GPS native application? Boom. Until I found some picture, and it was a perfect picture. So this, believe it or not, we have like also microchip GPS on a motherboard so of each device, and it's why this way under Big Brother long time. So because also if your device kind of off, so you still can retrieve GPS point of your device. Haha, it's how all this lost device services is working. So now web mobile application, it's another point. It's also could be called like browser application. So it's internet enabled. So every time you initiate like session, it must be online. So every time you initiate session, so with internet, so then every time this your application, or at least part of your application, will stream and run so this on your device over and over, start over again. So many times, you know, this it's cost efficient. It's don't take too much time and money, and it could be buggy as hell because so who cares? Because I can distribute this to you, and you know, I can repair and put some patches or make a new deployment every half hour if I want to. So and enhance to see how it's work, for whom it's work. So it's why most of web mobile applications, they also have extension with statistics, so to track so what is attractive to people, how is it useful so for people. And it's when we start and create the product, it's how it's pretty much like a pilot to see is it worth it or not to develop more, to spend more time and money for that. So the main things you need to remember from all my fast talking right now, so because it's a very common question, comparison of native versus web application. I got this question during my last interview when I got my job, and it was only 2 questions that they asked me. So, but what you need to remember for sure, then native versus web differ not so just in how they made, but so how they access. So web application is mainly these days built using HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript technology. So, and it's amazing because you build this one and distribute for many. It was a key so to solve some fragmentation problem that we have specifically with Android devices. So, and native applications, as I told you this, they use, so they create with preferring technology. So in how they access, one thing you just open your browsers, boom, you're already there. So other things, then you go through the App Store and install and update this, so apps time to time at least, if not automatically. So hybrid. Oops, I'm out of scope, my goodness. All right, web plus native, it's not a laugh, it's a hybrid. So, and I like this picture because here we have a big box. Big portion of it is still web application, sorry, web mobile. And we have native portion of app. Between they communicate through the API. You remember this call messaging things? So, and native portion through the API as well communicate with operating system, with device, and with all this integrated, so this application and services of device. It's why this web mobile was always struggle. For example, if you just open some browser and sometimes it's slow, sometimes when you try to rotate and it's not going well, or it's all this usability and UI issue always bugging people, so not aligned, truncation and things. So if why it's a show, and then it's not good integration with native apps, specifically with accelerometer. If you have hybrid application, you barely will see this problem. And this nowadays, it's pretty much you will not really just as a user, you know, also as a black box tester, you will not see the difference between native and hybrid application until you come to gray box level, until to this API transmission calls messages. So because on a technical level at this point, so you will see the difference. But we still black box testing class, kind of. So let's move on. Where are we now? Hey. So what I should cover? Oh yeah. So this, you know, again, during interviews, they will ask you if you cannot explain how it's work or what it does, or you don't remember definition. So at least you're supposed to give me some example. So why I also put bunch of special frameworks, so this here some names. So because names, it's a key, you know, that's when you look for job, look for requirements of the job, boom, if you see one of these names, it's mean then somehow they product, the company related to hybrid application. It's mean for you logically, then you need to read right before interview everything possible, so related to hybrid application, and get aware of how it's work, and read about so some cloud computing things and things like that. So it's your prediction, and it will work 100%. So, and here's a couple slides again, things you should know, and I create for you extensively, not just and you hang yourself, but so print it out, put this on your wall everywhere, this, and this couple weeks, this months, so you will remember. Extension, it was so funny because I have very good guy. I don't know what was a blackout in his mind. He comes like, man, they dumb. They just ask me some extension, who, I don't know any extension. What they want from me? It's like, dude, I don't know what you think about extension. Maybe it's like 291 on one or something extension. So 211, so this please in the office, call Mary. No, no, no. It's just extension of different files. So this for Android, it's a .apk, so for single one, and DEX, if we're talking about a compressed file. So for iPhone, it will be IPA and zip. So, and we have bunch of file. So, you know what happened is, okay, you come to any company, depends, you always kind of prepare for interview, I hope. So this, you understand, and company work like internet radio, boom. 100% they will ask you for all possible network protocols, blah, 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 and they will ask you what audio format you was used before. So what they ask, or what audio extension you used before. I mean, you don't need to know all of them, but from each of the slide that I create for you, at least like 2. And again, nobody asks you too much, like, this give me some story about. They just want to know, like, MP3, MP4, so this MID, fine, it's it. So they're satisfied with answer. So they will not more likely ask you what does this mean, because, I mean, if they ask this question, then they're supposed to know what this means. It will be embarrassed for them to ask this question, okay? So, but the same things with video files or image or game or executable file, and so format file. So this, I create this for you shortcuts, then you have this all in one place. So, and you will go to this through the presentation. So hooray, we have last 5 minutes, services, and it's also part of ecosystem, and very important part of ecosystem. What is this? Believe it or not, it's what we talk about, cloud. So yeah, cloud is marketing work, but generally speaking, it's just client-server relationship. But if you will, how you can sell this stuff, client-server, so it's like sound boring or like too technical, people don't buy it. So cloud, it's cool. It's some imaginary things. But in reality, it's look like this. Actually, they create some good picture of it, so with some painful color. So in reality, it's a bunch of servers staying somewhere. So in create again in the beginning. So if I ask you what is a cloud and you will tell me it's a storage, please don't do that. So because maybe in some way in the beginning it was backup and storage. Right now, so if somebody asks you what is a cloud, you say this, it's a service. It's a huge area. This could be everything. So this, you can do whatever you want, and databases is one small part of it. So, and when we talk about mobile services, it's a beautiful visualization of what is actually mobile services could be. Authentication, so notification, logging, your favorite one, haha, diagnostics and analytics, data, so scale, it's for performance, server logic, so that's like, more to hardware, so this core OS related. But it's a much more. We talk about monetization, so this these days it's like I don't know, pretty much I think in the future of mobile devices, so go this direction, then in 10 years, so we will pay with our phones for everything. So it's actually good, so because I'm always bad with my wallet and portemonnaie, I'm afraid to lose it. So location-based services, it start as a maps and navigation. So this GPS, it's the best example, so this navigation device. But after that, it's a spread around, and now these days we have tracking services, information services, application, and it's all related to location-based services. Whew. I'm sorry to talking so fast, so to cover so fast and too much in the first time. But this, I try to go through this conceptual stuff, and you will have at least so today and tomorrow to go to this maybe slow one more time. So because first we will move on, and let's see what is our agenda on Tuesday. Oh, sorry, Thursday. So Thursday we will concentrate. Oh, it's my favorite one. So because I really love this one. This how well you know your devices. So homework. Beside, it's like requirements. So this every time this lecture is done, you go through the lecture again. If you have a question, please ask me this question. So I can type you my IVAD. Oops, whereas I'm typing. Give me a sec. Ivette Doss at portnoy.com. So it's, so right now I'm under Michael name, but anyway, so why am I encouraged? Why I'm like, I don't know, push you to ask me a question. Guys, real situation, you come to work, it's your first week. You don't want them, people label stereotype so other people all the time. So if you new to the company, to the product, whatever, to environment, and you don't ask question, so they have two stereotype on you, and whether you're completely dumb and you're afraid and you just don't know what you're doing, or you're completely arrogant person who is like know everything and don't need any help. So both is a bad impression. So it's why this, you have no escape. You must ask question. I mean, not every 5 minutes, God, this feel bad. So when you come to work, at least first week or first month when you consider newbies, so this, you should ask question. Maybe submit this in some written form or make some notes and talk about this every day with manager, with your buddy, with your whatever senior, so with your other colleagues. So, but I mean, if you don't ask question, then something wrong with you. So it's why I try to put this in your head, implement this in your head, ask, so the start ask question. You have perfect 5 weeks time to ask me question, and I will try to help you. So, and today I also tried, it is the last last thinking about homework. You have tomorrow, so try to go to any of your app store, whatever. So you have BlackBerry, so this Android or iPhone. Yeah, overwhelming. Hey, you know what? I was slow today. And it's not just because of me. I'm not crazy. So, but when, again, think about, use your brain, use your logic. So that's, yeah, if you would work for waterfall, then you have 1 year to develop a product. Yes, you have 1 week for documentation. Oops, 2 days a test fell. Fine, we have tomorrow 1 day. But if you have only 2 full weeks to create a product, which is supposed to be marketable, which is supposed to bring, and you know, this Eclipse to install, okay, I will give you a clue of that. Don't worry about it. So we will talk about this a little bit later. It's a, you know, you you jumping. So wait about Eclipse now. So, but let me finish. Oh my gosh, I lost my thought. Anyway, so if you have 2 full weeks to complete full product, so if you have very intense testing, and you know what, nobody can wait for you when you finally get it and understand. So if somebody give you instruction one time, they understand and assume and they think then you get it. So if you don't ask question, then it means then you get it. So because if you don't get it, you will ask question. So, and if they give you some link where to go, it's mean then, so they don't need to remind you and send it to 1,000 messages. It's mean then you go and look at this link or whatever, the documentation or device. They give you only one time clue. And it's what I try to kind of press you today, so then in 5 weeks you get used to this expression. When you come to your first work, it's like, hey, piece of cake. I really like this environment. It's a cool, because between and meantime, so we also have you know, ping pong table, ice hockey, and we play a lot and we laugh, and we also have sometimes long lunch, so and things like that. It's not like we're completely crazy scientists who work, you know, like 8 hours without to move around. No, we like to move around. So, and it's why to make it fun, but we fast catcher. And I really love to see you in 5 weeks as a fast catcher. It's why I'm here today. Okay, install it. Okay, we'll see. So, thank you so much. Let me call Michael and he will give you another organizational clue where the links and everything is. So, and I will meet you guys on Thursday. And I apologize that it takes so long, so for first time.